Got a great show for you as the Yankees have another win against the Twins tonight. The Mets trying to rebound against the Padres. And for those of you that care, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of you, Game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals series tied at 1. Plus, it's WAG Wednesday. Joining us later today is Evan Longoria's wife, Jamie Edmondson Longoria, no stranger to the WFAN studios. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I'm all right.
You're just all right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Are you just all right, and you get to pick here, A, because the Mets lost, and they're going to lose some games this year, obviously. B, because Marte and a guy who's in the running for MVP this year thus far, Pete Alonso, got hurt. Or C, because there's not a single guy currently on the New York Met roster who wants to take out a player on the Padres for hitting half their roster.
None of the above.
None of the above.
I'm sad for my friends who are Ranger fans.
I knew
Reality
it.
smacked them in the face yesterday, and
What
it
a
makes me
heel.
sad.
He loves this role. Go
It
ahead.
makes me sad.
Do what you got to do.
Up 2-0, a 2-goal lead in Game 3. We got it. We're going to sweep the two-time defending champions. And what just sucks is that when you sat there last night, reality started to very slowly slap you across the face. You're not as good, and you're going to lose. Wow. So I was sad about that.
Wow. Oh, Evan has thrown it out there today. No. So much for waiting till 3, 4, 5, or 6. Just go right up the throat.
No. In all seriousness, the Mets are going to lose games. Losing last night, it happens. They've had a good West Coast trip so far. I'm annoyed and frustrated by the injuries, and I'm frustrated that there's no good way to retaliate. So it kind of mixes 2 and 3.
Because you want to retaliate specifically against the guy that hit them.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And like, what bothers me, and I promise you, this is not about me being a 80-year-old baseball fan screaming at the clouds. This is not about the DH. It's about the fact that when people say the Mets should retaliate, I understand it. But what does hitting Manny Machado do? It does nothing. I want to drill Yu Darvish. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, because Yu Darvish, who was excellent last night, did not walk a batter, hit 3 Mets. And we'll put the Nimmo hit aside.
Flirted with the no-hitter.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. But who should you be mad at when a guy gets drilled and may miss time?
Well, you got to be mad at the guy that drilled him.
At the pitcher, right?
Yeah, of course.
So to quote George Steinbrenner, who's no longer with us, but he said this at the time back in the 90s a lot, this is the problem with the DH. Has nothing to do with the excitement
pitcher
of the
never
game.
has to get in the box and have to worry about having someone throw at his head or ass or arm or whatever.
Because hitting a Padre does what? What does it do, Craig?
Well, I think, you know what it does? It satisfies the desire for blood, right?
And that does nothing.
Well, I mean, I don't think it does nothing. I think sometimes it's a rallying cry. Sometimes it's good. Ultimately, you know, for a team, this team doesn't seem to need it. They're a very good team, obviously, and the best record in the National League. But I think there are times, and I could be dead wrong on this, where sometimes you have to throw at them because you have to throw at them.
I understand that.
Does that make sense?
I do, and I understand the idea of sometimes you need to fight. We've talked about this in the past with the amount of times the Mets have been hit. But I'm looking for tangible change, and here's what I know. If in the 3rd inning, or I think it was the 2nd inning, whenever Yu Darvish had his first at-bat, if he got drilled, you don't think it now goes into his head, boy, I'm not coming inside again.
Well, it goes one of 2 ways.
What happens?
Either he comes out and drills the next guy that comes up, and he gets kicked out of the game, or he goes, I'm not doing that again.
Well, that's the thing.
It just seems like because the Mets have been hit so many times this year,
right,
and we've been through that I think, I could be wrong, I think the collective fan base is annoyed.
No, I am annoyed. I want to make this clear, Craig.
The only way to, I think, to appease that annoyance is for somebody on the Mets to hit somebody.
Well, I said to you in the past, next time a Met gets hit, charge the mound.
Right.
Brandon Nimmo, that hit batsman doesn't count because it barely touched his toe. We kind of throw that one to the side. Pete Alonso was in no position to charge the mound because he was in agonizing pain after he got hit.
Right.
I just think that if you want to hit Manny Machado, if you want to hit Luke Voigt or Eric Hosmer, fine. I mean, whatever. But I don't think it's going to change the fact that the Mets have continued to get drilled at an incredible pace, and now someone on this team, a key player, in my opinion, the MVP of this team so far, may be out for an extended period of time because of it.
Well, I think he's going to be out for at least a couple days, if not go on the IL. I think that even though the X-rays, they said during the broadcast last night, had already come back negative. I guess they're going for further testing and whatnot. You may remember that Pete got hit last year.
Yeah.
A little bit earlier in the year. I think it was in May.
Yeah.
Off the same exact spot.
Yes.
On his hand.
Now,
So-
he didn't miss any time then, but I don't know what this leads to, and I think the Met record should lead to being conservative. I mean, they're 39-20. They still have a lead in the National League East, and it could create an opportunity for Dom Smith to kind of get some revenge and prove he's a major leaguer. But the whole thing sucks. It's frustrating. It's not about losing to the Padres 7-0, and then the Starling Marte injury, which isn't really anybody's fault.
That's on him.
He's trying to steal a base,
Right.
and he hurts his quad. Injuries are the worst, man. And now it's just about other guys needing to step up, just like when Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom missed time.
to be fair, this team has stepped up through every major injury they've had thus far this year.
They have.
It's a little different with a position player versus a guy that pitches every 5 days.
It's
But the
different.
Mets have responded in kind all year.
They've responded every time, but, and I think you'd agree with me on this, through the first portion of this season, the MVP of the team is Pete Alonso. And now he's
It's not even close,
Now
by the
he's
way.
not going to be in the lineup for some amount of time.
Now-
that's not good.
We'll get your take on it. If you're a diehard Met fan and you want blood, I want to hear from you. And if you don't want blood and just want to go out about your business, that's fine too. But there's something else brewing, Evan. Something that I think my take might be somewhat unique on compared to everyone else's take on this radio station and in America. So I have to kind of walk you through it, if I may, okay?
Sure.
How many weeks are there in 17 months?
In 17 months? Well, I know there's 52 weeks in a year.
Okay.
So then you got to add 5 months, let's say 4
Well, you're
weeks a
complicating
month.
this.
So
You're
20,
complicating this.
72 weeks.
No.
Did I get to that?
How'd you come up with 72?
52 weeks in a year. And
Yeah.
then I added the 5 months times 4 is 20 weeks,
Oh.
and that got me to 72 weeks.
All right, I guess you could go that way.
What have I done
just
wrong
did
here?
4 times 17. That's how I did it. Came up with 68.
I was close enough.
So why don't we cut the
70.
pickle at 70?
70.
So 17 months, we're going to cut the pickle, is 70 weeks.
Correct.
All right? Okay.
We good?
We're good.
Okay.
That's a very good answer thus far.
Yeah.
Let's say you and I actually gave a rat's ass about our bodies. We work out every day. We try to watch what we eat, healthy diet, the whole bit. We're in really great shape. And part of being in really great shape and taking care of our bodies is once a week, we go get a massage.
Right.
Kind of like Tom Brady.
Right.
Or any other athlete that you might want to pick, okay? If I said to you that there are legitimate professional services, I used to do business with one of them called Zeal, for example, where you actually have a masseuse come to your house, all above board, okay? And you get like an hour or 2 hour massage, right? And let's say one of those services employed hundreds of masseuses because they served the greater metropolitan area. How many weeks did we say?
70.
70 weeks.
70 weeks.
If I got a massage every week as part of my taking care of my body, and it just so happened that every week the service sent a different masseuse.
Right.
So over 70 weeks, 70 different women or men, men are masseuses too, rubbed me down.
That's easy math. 1 per week.
Is that bad?
70 weeks, 70.
Okay, so when I read the report that Deshaun Watson had 66 massage therapists over a 17-month period, is it really that many?
Well, can I ask you a question?
Because people
When
are
you-
saying it. Oh, my God. I can't believe, how could a guy like that go to that many masseuses?
Well, let me ask you a question.
I just walked you through it.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Ask
Because
me
I'm
away.
not a massage guy.
I love a good massage.
I hate massages. I don't want anyone touching my body outside of my wife, all right? So I'm not interested in it, right? If you
And I did tell you the best massage I ever had was that dwarf man
yes.
at the Venetian in Vegas.
Yes, no, you
just
did.
just for full transparency.
Is it as a massage guy that you are?
Yeah.
Is it appealing to have a different set of hands every single week? Like, would you get bored by the same hands
That's a
over
good question.
and over again?
There have been times when I've had a massage and I'm like, wow, that was amazing. I want that person to do it again.
Right.
So there on occasion that happens, yeah.
But more times than not, you want different hands just to kind of
it's not that I want
spruce it
different
up?
hands. I just want any hands.
You don't care.
I don't care.
A hand's a hand.
Now, I've had bad massages. I've had great massages. I've had everything in between. I'm just happy to be in the room, to be honest.
Sure.
Yeah. So everyone's out like, oh my God, Deshaun Watson, he's got to be guilty. Why else would he have 66 different massage therapists over a 17-month span? I just told you how. It's not that big a deal. Now,
that part's not a big deal. I think the accusation part, that's where things get a little murky for Deshaun.
And I can tell you, for all the massages I've had,
Yeah.
I can't find the masseuse who wants to do the happy ending thing. I'm sure I could if I really wanted to. Like the certain place I wanted to send Evan for his birthday last year.
And I said, no, gracias.
By Madison Square Garden. Rumor is
Right.
that it's there. But I would think, like, I was thinking about this, and God knows we've talked about Deshaun Watson in the past enough, so I get that. But how do I describe this properly? If you believe that the happy ending is on the table, right? How do you find out?
What do you mean?
Do you ask?
Oh, how do you know?
Do you say to the masseuse, are you good with extras?
Well, since you've had that before, you tell me. Like, how did you know going in that was going to happen?
No, I'm saying I don't.
You don't?
No.
That's never happened
I've
before?
always wondered, like, do they do, like, the backhand of the hand brush, like, drive-by on your balls or something like that?
I'll tell you what you
know.
don't do. You don't do what Deshaun Watson's accused of.
What you don't do is lean over and engage your junk on the masseuse's body, on her hand, on her anything.
That's what you don't do.
I agree with that. But I was thinking about, like, everyone's all up in arms over the amount of therapists
I'm not in
he
open
had.
arms about the amount of therapists.
To
I'm
me-
open arms about what he's accused of
Yes,
doing.
as am I.
And that's very different.
Yes, especially with this latest gal that came forward and alleges that, he did things even worse.
And you know what? You have to take a massive L.
I take a massive L?
You do, because you tried
How do
to
I take an L?
I'll tell you why. I'll walk you through it.
Please do,
Follow
sir.
the bouncing ball. You tried to bully and intimidate me into wanting the New York Jets to trade for Deshaun Watson. And I want you to envision a world where you got your way.
Yeah.
And the Jets were the team that called up the Houston Texans and offered a great amount of picks and gave Deshaun Watson a new contract. I want you to imagine in a world in which we're talking about this Deshaun Watson situation, but he's the quarterback of our team. Go ahead, imagine it.
Well, that means he just got back from the Bahamas. He took the entire offense with him for a little bonding experience, right? And now here we are going win, 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 win,
Are we?
loss, win, 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 loss.
Is that what we're doing?
Win, 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 win.
Is that what we're talking about?
What else are we talking about?
I think we're talking about
Oh, my God, is he going to be suspended by the league?
No, we're talking, about the new accusations against him.
Which I blame his lawyer for.
Sure, but he did it. If you believe these women, and I do, he did it. So we could sit here and blame Rusty Harden all day. I think Deshaun Watson's a pervert. I think Deshaun Watson did it, and you wanted him here. And guess what? He's not playing week 1 for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, here's why.
Go ahead.
Because if Roger Goodell has any balls, and I kind of think sometimes he does.
Sure he does.
He's going to suspend him, or he's going to put him back on the commissioner's exempt list. He's not going to play
He was
football.
never on the exempt list.
No, he's going to put him on the commissioner's exempt
I just
list.
want to be clear. Like, he got paid last year, was not on the exempt list. They chose not to play
So
him.
I just ask you a simple question.
Yeah.
And
It's a very, very tough question.
And it's totally
And I didn't see
fine.
that one coming.
Well,
I wish I had. I would have waited till 4 o'clock.
And it's totally fine to say, listen, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Did the New York Jets make a wise decision not to get in bed with this?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Right now, in this moment,
I don't know, because I don't know
June
that
8th,
Deshaun Watson's not playing football.
I don't know if he's not playing football, but here's what I do know.
If you told me Deshaun Watson's being suspended for a significant amount of time, maybe a long amount of time.
Craig,
maybe.
here's what I do know.
Yeah.
This didn't go away. This
No,
did
it got
not-
worse.
It got worse.
Because another woman.
Right. It got worse. So when the NFL and the Houston Texans decided, all right, no legal charges against him.
No criminal charges.
procedures.
Yeah.
Let me
Yep.
clarify.
Yep.
Okay, auction's on. We're going to trade Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
When they made that decision, there was an assumption you made, maybe I made, maybe we all made. That's over. Civil case, settle, it goes away. People forget about it, just like Ben Roethlisberger, right? We'll all forget about it. We're not forgetting about it.
No, and I think part of that is because his dopey legal team went on Inside Sports on HBO. They went on the radio in Houston, and it's like they're inviting more women to come forward.
Well, that's a part
and
of it.
Plus, the Times had that article that said, in their research, between women who said they had no issue at all with Deshaun and would gladly massage him again, to the women that have claimed something nasty went on, they came up with the number of 66.
That's a part of it. You know what the other part of it is?
Go.
The guy did it, and he's a serial massage
something
finger. I don't even know how to define it.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the word to describe it? A serial massage blank. You're good with words.
Let me think about that. I'll come up with something. Or serial massage something.
All I know is, Joe Douglas, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Thank God you didn't listen to Craig Carton when he screamed into the microphone and tried to bully me as a Jet fan into wanting to trade for Deshaun Watson. Thank you for standing your ground. You, sir, were wrong.
Speaking of the Jets, later today I have a great bit of information for you diehard Jet fans regarding the ownership change pending now with the New York Jets.
I'm sorry, what?
That's right.
Well, hold on.
I'll get to it in a little bit.
What? Can you just repeat the sentence? I won't say anything else.
Coming up later today, for you diehard Jet fans, I have an interesting update for you regarding the ownership change of the New York Jets.
What?
I think I made it very clear. Did I stutter?
I got to be honest. As you started talking, I
flipped me for real.
I went on Twitter. I started to get distracted, and then words clanged in my head as you said it.
Yeah.
Ownership change Jets.
Yeah.
And I was like,
what?
What?
We were in a blender. Now we're selling the Jets. What? We'll get into it coming up. It's an amazing story.
Wow.
That does not require that much of a leap of faith, and it's happening.
Wow.
And I can't wait to watch it go down. 877-337-6666. Let me just explain that before people get crazy. When I say it's happening, no. Woody Johnson is not actively looking to sell the Jets today.
Oh, man.
No, he doesn't have an agreement in place yet today. But it's happening.
Is it? I hope you're Tiki Barber. And you may not get that reference, but some people do.
It's happening.
I hope you are Tiki Barber.
It's happening.
You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean.
No, because if I'm Tiki Barber, that means some guy that, is a little bigger than me is going to steal my entire life plan. And I can't have that.
What?
I don't want to be Strahan.
That's not what I meant at all.
I have no interest in being Strahan.
That's not what I meant. You're telling me Tiki's life plan wasn't to work with Brandon Tierney at WFAN on middays?
No. He still thought he'd be saying good morning to Katie and Matt. What are we doing?